lights are out. The 600s work their way down the Jim Soary's backstretch at a snail's pace. Probably go to the bathroom, get yourself a soda, and get back before we hit this green or this stripe over here off of turn 4. A main event time is upon us, Petaluma Speedway. 20 laps of micro racing. Here we go. Green flag is out. Alonso gets the first call into turn number 1, but up around the outside goes Jared Morrison. Jared Morrison, one of the faster 600s here at Petaluma, took advantage of his outside front row position, and now he's got about 5-6 car lengths over second place Stephen Garris. Stephen Garris up around Rick Alonso as well. Your leader is Morrison. Garris up into second with his sights on Morrison. Garris gets a little bit too sideways off of turn 4, loses some ground. Alonso is about to get passed by the 1 of Jim Beck. Beck up around the outside of Rick Alonso. 5th is Jenna Perkins. Nathan Schank is on the move in the 14. Jared Morrison clicks off lap number 3. 3 laps are down. Stephen Garris is second. Third is the 1 of Jim Beck. Then it is the 7R of Rick Alonso. We got a yellow flag over there in turn number 2. That looks like George Nielson in the 17 of Will Martyn. A main event coming at you out of turn number 4. 3 laps are in, 17 to go. Is out, and we're clean and green through turn number 1. So that's a good thing. Jared Morrison is your leader. Stephen Garris trying to run him down in second. Jim Beck up to third. Nathan Schank from way in the back, he's up to 4th. Keep an eye on the 14 car. Rick Alonso's 5th. George Nielson up there in the hole trying to get back into competition. 154 Morrison clicks off lap number 5. Jim Beck starting to reel in the 58 of Stephen Garris. Your battle for your 3rd spot, 2nd and 3rd starting to heat up. But Garris all at once starts to run down Jared Morrison on the front end. Tried a slider, didn't get there. Morrison now knows that Garris is coming though, so Morrison's going to have to get the elbows up in the 154 and keep a charging Stephen Garris off of him. Garris passed Morrison on the front straightaway. There goes Beck as well. Stephen Garris, your new leader. Jim Beck in tow. Garris and Beck, 1 and 2 down the Petaluma Speedway backstretch and into turn 3 and 4. 8 laps are down, 12 to go. All of a sudden, Jared Morrison has lost the handle on the Morrison Trucking 154. Jim Beck gets a good run off of turn number 2. He comes after Stephen Garris. Beck down to the bottom. Garris up around, well, actually through the middle is Garris. 9 laps are down, almost halfway. It's Garris, your leader. Beck is second. That's your battle on the track, unless you want to go way to the back for Dolan, McIntosh, and Rick Alonso right there. That's a battle for about 8th and 9th. Into lap traffic, the 600s go. Stephen Garris, slider on the 71 McIntosh. Jim Beck gets into him and spins it out. The Hay Fever Racing number 1 brings out the yellow flag with 10 laps down and 10 to go. Yellow lights are out. Stephen Garris broke his maiden tonight in a heat race here at Petaluma Speedway, looking to win a main event in his first attempt here at the Speedway. Green flag is back out. Garris continues his charge to the checkers. 10 laps are down. 10 to go for Stephen Garris out of Clayton. Second is Jared Morrison. Third, Nathan Schank. Bruno Bianchi has went to the back and has made his way all the way up to third almost. He took a look underneath Nathan Schank, but Schank went Bianchi third, Nathan Schank, Danny Potts. Jenna Perkins, Jim Beck. Keep an eye on the 5th and 7th place cars. The yellow 83 and the black number 1. They've made up a ton of spots from the back, as has the 13 in third. 3 very, very fast 600s making their way back to the front with 14 down and 6 to go. Green flag back out on the Petaluma 3/8. Upside down hard is Bruno Bianchi. A good sign from the car. Bruno Bianchi trying to get out of the car. A violent series of flips for Bruno Bianchi. He's out of the car and looking no worse for wear. Also sitting up out of the car is Danny Potts in the 83. Looked like there's contact with the outside retaining wall. Always a good sign when a car gets upside down like that is when the steering wheel comes out of the car at about 100 miles an hour. That means the driver is ultra you-know-what. And most likely okay. It's one of those steadfast rules here in racing. Directly proportionate to the health of the driver is the speed of the steering wheel when it comes out. Like Danny Potts and Bruno Bianchi exchanging pleasantries over there on the back straightaway, and it looks like there was no hard feelings there, which is good stuff. Bruno Bianchi did give us a wave. We can maybe give him a ovation as he goes back to the pits. That was an ugly looking series of flips for Bruno Bianchi. Maybe we'll keep it after the races are over. There's Danny Potts in the Mattery Electric 83, and obviously a worse for wear Bruno Bianchi in the 13X. That was a scary series of flips. Lights are out as the field works its way down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Stephen Garris can go whenever he wants. Once he goes, we're back to green and racing starts. There's no cone on the front straightaway. So the racing starts when the green flag is thrown. So here we go. Perkins looked like she got through the gears pretty quick, but then she got repassed by Jim Beck as we go back to green. Stephen Garris opens up on Jared Morrison. Garris clicks off lap number 15, 5 laps to go. Jared Morrison up to the top side trying to catch Stephen Garris, but it looks like it's not going to work because Morrison cannot gain any ground on Garris. Battle for the third spot, Nathan Schank and Jim Beck into turns 1 and 2. Beck by Schank, Jim Beck up to the third spot, 16 laps down. Now 17 laps down and 3 to go. Stephen Garris 3 laps away, Nathan Schank into the infield. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Lights go back out. Stephen Garris, your leader. Jared Morrison second, but all the way from the back, and now lurking in third is Jim Beck. Beck Beck trying to win one for his grandfather who passed a couple of weeks ago. Racing with a heavy heart is Jim Beck. He would like nothing more than to win a main event. 16 down, 4 to go. Beck goes to the bottom, tries to get underneath Morrison, but there's a lot of momentum up there on the top. Morrison to the inside of Garris. Was Jared Morrison playing possum as Garris tries to go back around Morrison? Yellow, yellow, yellow. Holy cow. Wow. Jared Morrison had went past Stephen Garris, and it is erased with the yellow flag of Scott McIntosh. 3/8 of a mile until we go back to green, and Stephen Garris with a huge reprieve in the number 58. Jared Morrison on his tail now. Garris knows he's coming and might know he's a little bit faster. Jim Beck shuffling the car to the number 1, trying to see what he can come up with. 4 laps to go. Morrison to the bottom just like last time, off of turn number 2, drag race down the backside. They're side by side into 3. Morrison won't back out. Garris grabs the binders off of turn 4. Morrison takes the lead. Garris is coming with the slider. Up the track comes Garris, but he gets into a rut. There goes Jim Beck. 17 laps down and 3 to go. Jim Beck in the Hay Fever Racing number 1, trying to run down Jared Morrison at the front. White flag's going to be out next time by for Jared Morrison. Jim Beck trying to close in. The lead is about a half a second. Through 3 and 4 they go off of 4. White flag out for Jared Morrison. 3/8 of a mile to go. Jim Beck trying to close in. Morrison crosses over. Down the backside. Loses a little bit of traction. Beck closing in. Slide jump for the lead. He gets into Morrison. Morrison saves it and wins. Jim Beck went for broke and didn't get there. Stephen Garris was 3rd. Well, fans, we know exactly why Jim Beck went for broke right there. And he was trying with everything that he had to win one for his grandfather right there. There was contact. Jared Morrison stays in the throttle and gets to the checkered flag first. Jared Morrison wins. Jim Beck 2nd. Stephen Garris a great 3rd. Nathan Schank 4th. And Jenna Perkins rounds out your top 5. 154, 1, 58, 14, and 2J.
On a 1,600 race, Jared, you actually picked up a trophy flag at the pit meeting tonight, and so that makes it 2 in a row. Last one, not that satisfying because you didn't get an interview and it was a red checker, but tonight, you guys put on a show here, held off Mr. Beck there with a desperate move between 3 and 4. Tell us about your night.
Hell of a night. Gave her hell, that's for sure. Started driving a hell of a race, and I couldn't be happier, that's for sure.
It's always more refreshing when you see the twin checkers and then you get the interview at the end.
I had to work for this one, that's for sure.
All right, so who do you got to thank?
Myself. Mom and Dad are over there.
Mom and Dad are good. Any girlfriend or significant other?
Yeah, I got one. Danielle.
Any sponsors, or this is just like the law firm of Morrison, Morrison, and Morrison?
It's a one-man show.
All right, give it up for your winner tonight in the Santa Rosa Auto 600. 2 in a row for Jared Morrison.